In today's video, I'm going to show you the best Facebook ads columns that you can use to analyze your ads. So I would say let's get right into the video. So starting, we have three different columns. First of all, we have the eCom standard, we have eCom analyze and A grade ads. I'm going to walk you through each one of these so you can simply copy them and apply them to your own dashboard. So starting at eCom standard, this is the standard dashboard which I look at most of the time, standard columns, right? So what we have reach, impressions, and then the interesting part, amount spent, how much did we spend on this particular campaign or ad or whatever, right? You can set this to maximum and sort this by amount spent so you can take a look at some more data. Then we have the ROAS, which is the most important number to most of advertisers out there, right? I would argue that CPA is a better number to look at, but ROAS is simply what am I spending, what am I getting out of it, without anything on top of it. So I like looking at this number first, right? Then we've, purchase conversion value, what was the conversion value of those, purchases. Then we have purchases, which would be 227 in this case. Then we have how much are we paying for a purchase, which is a CPA, cost per action, CPP, cost per purchase. I like to look at this number because it's exactly telling me how much am I paying for purchase. And I know if I look at this, my goal would be $15, for example, and I know I'm at $13.99, I'm good, right? Then we have checkouts initiated, cost per checkout, adds to cart, cost per add to cart, and then we have the unique outbound clicks. So how many unique people clicked, unique outbound CTR. So for somebody seeing the ad for the first time, what's their outbound CTR essentially? Then what am I paying for unique outbound click? Then the CPMs and the frequency, right? I like to look at the frequency on a week by week or day by day basis. I will make a separate video about analyzing Facebook ads, where I'm going to walk you through how CPMs, frequency, and all that kind of play together. But for now, this is the first column. And obviously the most important number in here is CPA. Is this in my area, right? And then second column is eCom analyze, which I think is very, very interesting to most people because I don't think that most people have this. And it's essentially analyzing the store metrics, right? So let's take a look at this. So we have EPC, which is earnings per click. So, how much am I getting on a per click basis? So if somebody clicks, how much am I getting out of this, right? And in this case, it's £3.48. So if somebody clicks from this campaign, I know that they have, I know that I'm basically paying £2.06, and I'm making £3.46 back. So now that I'm, in the greens. First of all, is this number greater than my CPC, right? Then AOV, you can see, for example, on this store, this one has a £30 AOV and this one has a 39 and 44. So those are huge differences. So if I would analyze my ads, I would dive deep into these particular campaigns and analyze why these ones have such a difference between the AOVs, right? Then we do have the add to cart to purchase rate. So how many people, how much of a percentage of the people who add to cart is or are buying, right? In this case, some of these numbers are flawed because people can add to cart multiple times. Therefore, this is super weird. I don't see this often. Same for this one. But in this case, for example, I know that 31% of people who added to cart purchased, which is a very good rate, right? Then I have my essentially my conversion rate, but it's essentially people who really clicked, who left Facebook. And how much of these converted? Obviously, the higher the better. And then I have percent LP to purchase. So how many people who loaded the landing page? How many people of those purchased? Right. Obviously, the higher the better. In this instance, it's 22%, which is a very good rate. Then how many people added to cart? How many added to carts are there? Divided by outbound clicks. You can simply recreate those metrics by customize columns, create custom metric, and then simply copy what I'm saying. Right. And yeah, this is eCom analyze. I like to look at this on an EPC basis. How much am I getting out of one particular click? And then also, is there anything flawed in my system? For example, if this one has, let's say, a add to cart to purchase rate of 64%, but this one has only like a 31%. Like, is there something going on in here? Is the landing page maybe broken? Something that I need to dive in. Is there anything new that we're testing which may not have a good conversion rate, etc. Right? But this is one of the more important metrics to me. Then at last we have the A grade ads kind of column, which goes over the performance of the ads, right? So this one is particular for videos. So I would say let's dive deep into something where we have a video going on, or lots of videos going on. So it would be this campaign right here. And I like to look at this. on an ad basis, right? So with the stop rate, how good is the ad at capturing the attention of a potential customer, right? Then we have the average playtime. The higher, the better. I aim for 4 seconds plus. So if it's above 4 seconds, usually that's in the green area. It depends on the account averages, etc. But usually that's very good. Then we have the outbound CTR and the cost per purchase, right? So if we take a look at this one right here, and then dive into to this one maybe, and then we have this one. So by looking at this ad, I know that we have a stop rate of 7.56%, so the ad is not super good at capturing the attention, and the average watch time is only 1%. So now that I would probably need to do something about this ad. Maybe it's just bad, but maybe I need to iterate more, right? This is kind of how it works. And if you take a look at the last 7 days, because this is an account I'm kind of teaching the owner of. And if you take a look at the last 7 days and take a look at this ad set, we have a 24% stop rate and a 4-second watch time, which is somewhere around average, right? You will need to calculate the account averages, etc., etc. But from looking at this, comparing them to my other accounts, it's right around average. So what I would now do is go back to the eCom analyze and take a look at the rows. Is that number above my below my target CPA? If it is all good, you could start scaling this up, right? But this is how you analyze ads, right? You take a look at the standard thing first. Take a look at the CPA. Then you kind of analyze what am I getting out of one click, which is 1.13 in this case, which is lower than the current average, I would say, from looking at the previous stuff, right? And the conversion rate seems rather low. But people who added a cart purchase, right? So how I would go about fixing this AV, rather high though, right? Is basically analyzing this ad, basically going to this one right here and thinking what can I do to improve the stop rate. So we can take a look at this ad. This is kind of more going into the analyzing part, and I don't really want to have a separate video for that. But let's take a look at this ad, and it's basically just somebody doing a squat, right? And what I would do in this case is maybe add some text overlay. Merck's knee sleeves help improve performance while squatting. Something along the lines of this, which gets better attention. And this then, does this lead to a better stop rate, blah, blah, blah. I will make a separate video about analyzing ads, but just so you know, this is how I use my columns on a day-to-day basis again. And I hope you found this video valuable.